The Papua New Guinea Parliament is sitting from today, and top of the agenda is again the plan by the opposition to try and remove the Prime Minister James Marape. A series of efforts by the opposition to bring a vote of no confidence so far this year have come to nothing, and Mr Marape says he has the numbers to avoid removal. Don Wiseman spoke with our PNG correspondent Scott Whitey.
It looks set that the opposition will bring about a vote of no confidence. They haven't really announced an alternative Prime Minister as yet, and that statement earlier regarding the Prime Minister's position still up for grabs still stands. The most significant move overnight has been the Health Minister, and he's a senior member of the Marape-Rosso government. Comes just 24 hours before the session of Parliament, and he's expressed a lot of things, and including the state of the country in terms of law and order, the ability of police to control crime, and the institutionalized corruption that he's seeing in state agencies. So it's a big, significant move that the government has seen in the last few months.
I presume he's not blaming the current government for all the lawlessness and the corruption, because that's been there for time immemorial, hasn't it?
Yeah, he appears to be looking at a whole of government approach and a long-term perspective on the issues that he's mentioned. And there's a feeling that he joined the government because he thought that he'd be able to resolve those issues. Now, as health minister, he's also been very frustrated by the budget cuts to the health sector, the difficulties in getting the medicines in on time because of budget shortfalls that he's expressed time and time again in government. So it's all of that put together, I think, and he was against the discussions around the awarding of 600 million, the provision of 600 million from the Australian government for rugby league, because he felt that could have been put to better use elsewhere.
All right, so that's the situation with Dr. Lino Tom, but yes. Is there any movement the other way from the opposition into the government?
The most significant one in the last week or so has been the movement of Elias Kapawore and members of the East New Britain, the members of the NGI bloc, moving to government and stating that they will remain firm with the Marape-Rosso government. The Prime Minister's announced as of yesterday that he hopes and he's confident that he will have 80 members on the floor to ward off any attempt of a vote of no confidence.
So, once again, this issue dominating things, but what else can we expect this session to look at? There is, for them, this overriding thing as far as the people of Bougainville are concerned, of the ratification of the Bougainville referendum, which was meant to happen a year ago, hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, Don, I think for this session in Parliament, it will be dominated by the vote of no confidence and the power play. The ratification is being worked on with an independent mediator, and that will take some time before we can have a firm answer on where to go next with the ratification.